hiding here? Should mind my step. Step carefully. There's a trap.
Oh dear. Someone's left a trap out for us. Moving.
What a charmer. Hey!
These boots have seen everything.
Trap. Be cautious.
Be wary. This place is trapped. Maybe I need more pockets. Let's have a look.
Careful, I bite.
I've got a long road ahead.
What a day.
No one's stopped me yet. Best be on my way. Never a dull moment. Here we go. It's up for discussion.
It'll take a while for us all to recover. Of course. May you keep balance.
Thought I sensed an infernal around here. But you aren't from Elturel. What's your story?
I spent a good bit of time in the Hells. Enlisted against my will by the Archdevil Zariel. Same as you, I suppose, if you're from Elturel. The Devils were delighted when your city was swallowed up. I thought they had you for keeps. Glad you got out.
I got lucky. It looks like you did too. And you brought some infernal machinery with you.
A little gift from Zariel. Keeps me burning hot.
Very hot by the smell of it. Might be burning out a piston ring or leaking oil. Mind if I take a listen?
Be my guest. But don't get too close or your eyes will melt shut.
Phew! You really are burning up. Whoever put that engine together tried to house metallurgized Demono valves inside a Ragnak's alloy casement. Very risky. I might be able to help, but I'd need infernal iron. And a prayer that my hammer will survive the work. That thing isn't meant to operate outside of Ernest. I'm not sure how much longer it'll keep running the way it's going.
Will you be able to turn down the temperature a little? Worried I'm gonna go in for a handshake and singe someone's arm off one of these days.
I'd worry about surviving the night first. But help one, help both. If we can cool you off, it'll stabilize your engine and allow you to touch whomever you please.
Hey, soldier. I think we picked up some of that infernal iron already. What say you? Should I give it to him? Please let this work.
The weight of it. And that blaze of chaos. Can't imagine this where my heart should be. Must be quite the experience. Give me just a moment. And I think... There. You'll have to install it, I'm afraid. I don't think there are thick enough gloves in all the realms to protect from that kind of heat.
That feels... good. I'm still burning hot as hell's hole, but I feel less... changeable. Cheers, mate.
Pleasure. And as for the heat, I haven't got any solutions now, but I'm not giving up. Could be if the combustion chamber had its own insulation, or if we had some kind of enchanted coolant. Find me again in Baldur's Gate. If I'm worth my salt, I'll have figured something out by then. Take care, Karlak. And hopefully the next time I see you, I'll have something promising to report. Pocket any infernal iron you find along the way,
What I wouldn't do for better tools.
Damon's upgrade didn't cool me down, but it did juice me up. I don't think I've ever felt more powerful. Sooner rather than later would be good. I feel like I'm burning serious fuel. Oh, fuck yes. I'm ready to burn all night. Speaking of, I could eat a giant badger. Is it almost time for dinner?
dreaming.
I'm fine.
Ugh, loosen up, Icaron.
No, an owlbear.
Toddlers are easier to please than you lot.
You go, Master Ranger.
Without you, no.
I love you.
I love you. Might be useful. blood. No.
Careful. There are traps about.
What oath lies before me? Sharp as ever. All's well that ends. Not as bad as it could have. How much farther can I go? Don't mind if I do.
Damn, it's good to be alive. Moving it.
Let's get going. Moving in. Let's see what this does.
What do you think of opening a cart in Baldur's Gate?
Very well.
A cart? Like on the street?
Exactly. Noble types of...
It'll take a while for us all to recover. Of course. May you keep balance.
Thought I
But the devils would
I got lucky. Very.
be Mike.
I might be up that.
Will you be?
I.
Hey, soldier. I think we picked up.
Pleasure. Find me again. Take care, Karlak.
What I wouldn't do for better tools.
I don't think I've ever felt more power. Bring it.
You saved us. I wasn't sure. I wish I had better. But this is all I have.
Temor is...
Still alive, so that's progress. Wonder if the gods are watching me.
Do you think we'll stay in Baldur's Gate long?
Of course. It's a big city, lots of opportunity.
But El Terrell?
Don't let that place cast a shadow on your head forever.
We're not in the clear yet.
I guess things
Keep
are
sharp
already
until
better.
we're standing on cobbles in Baldur's Gate.
We're leaving.
Now!
If there's fighting, you run, and you do not stop. For anything.
We're ready to head to your camp. Are you? Excellent.
I'm fine.
Loosen up, Icaron.
No, no.
And I'll...
Just what I need.
Everyone seems to be in high spirits. Strange. You know who I never thought I'd find myself caring for? Your words, not mine. But not what I mean. I mean, desperate people. Like those refugees. Never gave them much thought. Certainly not that bunch in the grove. Yet we came through for them. We saved their lives. Odd. Something like that. I was taught to reject anything that distracted from Shah. But there'll be time for penance later.
We should forget the city. Live up here.
We should have had wine more often. We should have had wine more often.
Look at them all. Guzzling poison like we've the right to be happy. Not everyone. We lost people, and it's like they don't even care. But I care. And I won't drink myself into a stupor to change that. I won't be nursing their pounding heads and sick stomachs in the morning.
Think of it. No more caves, no more tents, no more running away. We'll be in a city with roads and markets and homes.
Would you look at this place? All these people happy because of us. It's nice to be somewhere where good is still possible. And with good potations, too. Fuck yes! I'm celebrating my freedom, and our friendship, and these folks' bright future besides. All I need now is a fire-retardant lover to get lost in till sunrise. Not so much. You spend the whole time avoiding swords and schemes. Plus, people just get nastier as the night wears on. I tried to make friends at first. Learned my lesson fast. Better to keep to yourself in hell. You too, soldier. Enjoy yourself tonight. You've earned it.
Patience? Have you no respect for showmanship?
Having performance issues, Roland?
Hush you, and behold! Adoring applause? You're too kind.
Remember when he could barely cast that?
They grow up so fast.
Never have I met such troglodytes. Now, pass the wine.
You know, I never pictured myself as a hero. Never thought I'd be the one they'd toast for saving so many lives. And now that I'm here... I hate it. This is awful. True. That was fun. Still, I would have liked more for my trouble than a pat on the head and vinegar for wine.
It's a heavy, rich red. Dry and sharp.
See what I mean? Awful. All I want is a little fun. Is that so much to ask? Don't be so sour. I like a good time as much as anyone. You know, we could always make our own entertainment, darling. Get a little closer, so to speak. And here I mistook you for someone with taste. A pity. But have it your way. I'm happy to entertain myself.
This, everyone. Our numbers have grown so few.
This might be the wine talking, but I'm feeling inspired. Thinking of writing my next song about you. After Elturel, I think you're right. Faerun deserves to see us as we really are.
Hope you're enjoying the night, hero. I certainly am. Cheers to many more like this.
I have seen the Kithraki tear a screaming Nyogi's legs from its belly to fashion into blades. Yet, they could not match your nerve today. It was enough to drive me to madness. I smell their blood on you still. I smell your sweat. I mean to taste it. Yes, sex. A night such as this calls for flesh to feast on. And I have chosen the sweetest. I respect your error. There are, after all, other spreads before me. I will not go long without pleasure. Celebrate now. Come dawn, we depart.
You have no idea how good it feels to see these people smiling. The singing we could probably do without, but even so, thank you.
If any of your stuff goes missing, just let me know. You're family now.
Don't touch me.
Let's move. I should speak up.
Go on now. Don't waste a night like this talking to me. We'll discuss your problem tomorrow. Later, perhaps. Don't worry about me. A night under the stars amidst nature's creation is just what I need after being locked up in the Goblin's dungeon. Go on, enjoy yourself. Seek out some wine before it runs dry. There are a lot of thirsty people around here.
Beautiful night, don't you think? Nothing like a brush with destruction to make one appreciate the majesty of a celestial canvas. It's a view I would once have shared with my companion, though definitely unaccompanied by such revelry. She preferred it when we were alone, curled up before a crackling hearth with some ancient, esoteric tome between us, ink glinting in the firelight.
By a Gerorn's lost nose! No!
I speak of Tara, my Tressim, assistant, my constant companion through all the ills and tribulations my hubris has thrust upon me. She had been most impressed by our efforts saving these tieflings. Proud, even. And I've given her little to be proud of recently, after I was afflicted with my condition, and locked myself in my tower for an entire year. I was inconsolable, wallowing in my self-inflicted tragedy. I gave enough of myself, but Tara never did. It was her encouragement, her research that led me to my treatment. Once we knew that magically infused items were the key, she went out to find them for me. She saved my life. After so long being cared for by someone else, it feels good to have repaid the favor. Not directly to Tara, but to these poor tieflings. I'm sure she would approve. Smart does her a disservice. She's a fine wizard in her own right, though somewhat held back by her lack of opposable thumbs. You remind me of her somewhat. There's a steeliness in you, an unwavering tenacity, even in the face of, to be frank, quite dire odds. Wish she were here for me to make a formal introduction. But I would never ask her to undertake such a journey. She's safer at home. Besides, she was always telling me I needed to spread my wings, so to speak. Find mortal friends instead of hanging onto Mistra's coattails. So that's what I'm doing. I hope. Sadly not. If I'm being entirely honest, my social circle is rather small. More of a dot. Or a pinhead. I've got acquaintances, certainly. Plenty of colleagues. Friends? Those are precious indeed. I hope, though we've only known each other for a short time, I might be able to count you among that number. Wait, are you saying... You know what? I think I've clearly had far too much wine. And you've had nowhere near enough. I think this is a conversation best held back on. For now.
With my condition as volatile as it is, I fear any undue excitement may tip it over the edge, so to speak. Go! Indulge in the frivolities. They're good for the heart. And mine will be all the lighter to see you enjoying yourself.
Sherry! That's infernal for cheers. Or possibly turnip.
Can't slow down.
Ah, hells. I was hoping you wouldn't notice I was gone. No. I'm deeply proud of you. In truth, I don't feel in a festive mood, and I didn't want to cast a grey cloud over the night. These people are still in danger. 1,000 perils will still threaten them. They aren't ready to get on the road on their own. Your words cheer me more than any party could. But, off with you. This is your day. Have a dance. Enjoy the music. Some time alone beneath the stars, and I'll be back to my old self. Promise. Still, it's a night to remember. You've made sure of that.
I like these people. They're joyful. It's contagious.
What are you going to do in the city?
The buzz of celebration quiets to a soothing hum as you approach your bunk. You've picked up a few pleasant memories on your journey amongst your struggles. Her mind is certainly an enigma, but would you wish it any other way?
I trust you enjoyed your evening. After all your efforts, it was well deserved. It may be some time before you're afforded another such night. There is much to be done. And I promised I would help you however I could. I'm certain a cure for you can be found at Moonrise Towers, but it's complicated. The journey specifically, it's extremely perilous. Though it seems you're well accustomed to navigating danger.
Finally, we're catching up on our puppet master. And the hunt ends at Moonrise Towers.
To get to the towers, you'll need to pass through a terrible place. A cursed place. This curse shrouds everything in shadow. You will not find life, light, or anything natural there. Any who linger are twisted by the curse. They become shadow beings, tormented, dangerous souls. You could go overland, along the Risen Road or through the mountains. Easier at first, but you'll run into the Shadow Curse eventually. You could also go under. There is a tunnel somewhere in the ruined Temple of Selûne. It leads to Moonrise Towers through the Underdark. Long ago, a man called Ketheric Thorm built a secret stronghold deep down there, before rallying a whole army of Dark Justiciars, Shah worshippers. Aradin and his lot were looking for a way down there. They were promised riches if they retrieved a relic called the Night Song. But I think there's more. From this stronghold, Ketheric's forces could access both the Temple of Selûne and Moonrise Towers. But he was defeated before he could launch an attack. If you can find this place, I'll wager it will reveal a more direct path to Moonrise Towers. And maybe even bypass the worst of the Shadow Curse. You'll need to pick it up where Aradin left off. Find the hidden entrance. It's somewhere in the Temple of Selûne. The decision is yours, but I'd favor the Underdark. Even a place like that is the lesser evil compared to the Shadow-cursed lands. Anything is preferable to risking the Shadow Curse. I would like to join your camp, if you'll allow me. I can offer my skills, my counsel. I've long sought to return to Moonrise Towers. It seems our fates have aligned. Unfinished business, and a lifetime of regret to repair. I helped overthrow Ketheric Thorm and his Dark Justiciars years ago, but I failed to prevent him from unleashing darkness across the region before he was defeated. I spent years researching the curse, trying to put an end to it. Nothing has worked. Yet, if I can join you and get close to Moonrise, perhaps I can lift this curse. Same as you may find a cure for your infection. Precisely. Then perhaps I could have done something about both the Shadow Curse and Ceremorphosis aberrations. But in my eagerness, I put far too much faith in the abilities of Aradin and his band. We didn't even get close. I've chosen a successor as first druid, Francesca of the High Forest. A bird's already been dispatched to summon her. Precisely. Who indeed? You do not know, and neither do any of the others. The Grove needs to move beyond the mistakes of the past. What it needs is an unknown quantity. An outsider who can enforce the Oakfather's teachings without bias. This is why I chose Francesca. She will restore simplicity and purity to the Grove in my absence. Indeed. We've quite the journey ahead of us.
Copper for your thoughts? The year, 10 Air. The place, sleepy little town called Baldur's Gate. Our hero, Karlach, a knock-kneed delinquent from the outer city with everything to give and nothing to lose. I was a kid looking for a way to fill my days and make some cash when I fell into the wrong crowd. Worked for a guy I respected. A lot. Turns out the feeling wasn't mutual. Through the jigs and the reels, he made a deal with Zariel behind my back. You know Zariel, right? Archdevil of Avernus. She put this thing in my chest and set me to work. Well, to war. I learned quick how to stay alive. And the engine served me when it came to killing devils. 10 years of that. The stories I could tell. Guy named Gortash politician, inventor. One of these wheeler-dealer types who seems to have a finger in every pie. I guess I was naive to think everything he got up to was above board. What did I know? I saw a job, a good job, with people I liked, doing work I was good at. Sometimes I'm jealous of that girl. Oh, to feel so invincible again. Let's hope Damon is as good as he seems. Once my engine's handled, I can focus on more important matters. Tadpoles, cults, frosty pints. Gives me energy, power. But you've seen it in action. Very hard to control. If I'm excited at all, angry, nervous, delighted, enticed, I burn hot. Hot enough to burn anyone who gets close. I try not to think about it. I still think about it constantly, but, you know, I try. One of these days, I'll sort the whole infernal affair out, get myself cooled off, start making up for lost time. But not today. What's on your mind? You really did it. And yet... Do they? I'm not sure either of us can say one way or the other. We don't know what the costs might be just yet. How do you do that? Always making sense when I least want you to. Fine. I'll keep an open mind, all right? I can promise that much. Now, are we done here? What's on your mind? Really? Really, really? Oh, fine. I'll be here eating dirt or whatever.
Karlach's all fire and fury. I pray to the Triad it doesn't consume her. Are you sure? The blade stands at the ready. And just when things were warming up.
Karlach's temper is... You know, I've been catching myself smiling more lately. I think that's your fault. Very serious of you. But go ahead. It's strange. I've been dwelling on what I told you before about wanting to become a Dark Justicia. But perhaps I should be content with my lot. I'm already blessed to have you at my side, after all. Fine. What's on your mind? All right. Some company wouldn't hurt on the road, especially if there's trouble. Let's get on with it. No time to waste. I'll see what I can learn.
Fate, dost thou require a new as thou...
You are not ready for how awesome this is. Hello, my fellow Baldurians, and welcome. No passing, but dominating level 9 against level 8 and 9 and 10 enemies, and it is a 4v1 situation. It's just some random guards in a random corner. I've tried to keep it somewhere that's, you know, not very spoilery or anything. It's just a place and some dudes, nothing crazy going on, but well, that's a lie. What's crazy that's going on is how effortlessly I am not only surviving, but dominating the fight by simply existing near the enemies. See, what this does is make one of two things happen every time you get attacked. The first is you just don't take damage because they miss, because your defensives, your AC, are through the roof. The second option is they do get through, but they still don't do any damage because your damage reduction is through the roof, but in return for them having the audacity to hit you, they explode for 30 to 40 damage. And repeat ad infinitum, and you will find rooms of enemies, despite you being alone, just kill themselves quickly trying to kill you. And it is the most satisfying thing in the world. You have an arsenal of fantastically fun spells. You have all the counters in the world, literally counterspell, but also reactions to those around you in melee. You have the ability to attack multiple times. You can wear heavy armor, use a variety of weaponry, and still have decent melee damage. And generally, there's kind of nothing this can't do. It is the ultimate, immortal, unkillable, unstoppable tank of a battle mage that wins fights by simply being abilities multi-class build. So at level 1, we need to essentially choose a class that has heavy armor proficiency, as we want, you know, the most AC possible and the most damage reduction possible, and that generally comes from your heavy armor. Now, initially, I was messing around with this on Fighter, but we actually get a lot more out of going Cleric, and specifically War Domain Cleric. The reason being is that Shield of Faith is a abjuration spell, which is very important, as because the main engine here will be Abjuration Wizards, so we need them to fuel the whole kind of thing that it does that we'll get to, and we just get a little bit more utility because this is what lets us attack multiple times in a turn despite only having one level in it, and it gives us a bit of a more diverse pool of spells. Deity, obviously whatever you want, but given that I'm going Wizard, Mistra seems only appropriate, and then cantrips wise, this is pretty much just choose what you want. Blade Ward is very nice early on if you are going to start making this from level 1, but ultimately just choose what you feel like here. And then when it comes to stats, this is what I would suggest. The main important ones are having 16 in intelligence, as it is our spellcasting stat, and then the constitution, just so we're a bit healthier, although obviously this whole thing is being ridiculously hard to kill, so it's not super necessary.
Breaking news and welcome. All Singaporean citizens no longer need to work. This was the announcement made by Elon Musk at a recent conference in the field.
The clerics are a support class that are also these class guides are designed to teach. You've got access to a bunch of healing spells as well as spells. They have a huge amount of subclasses which give them a lot more flexibility than some of the other classes in terms of their overall playstyle and flexibility, but just generally, occasionally you'll use like a here, but depending on your subclass, only got similar spears, pikes, perspective. Now, speaking of those subclasses, this is the core part of like a cleric's kit, and you've got tons of options here. The domain that you pick here will really focus on how you want to specialize your cleric. So we'll break these down at a sort of a high level and go through each. First, the life domain is very paladin-like. You'll gain heavy armor proficiency as well as the discipline of life, or reviving allies. The domain doesn't gain much. Focus on that route, or focused on that sort of thunder
always a delight to speak with you. What can I do? With pleasure. Lead on.
Away from Waterdeep.
Looking ahead, swift as my feet can carry me.
can't afford to stay idle. This way. What's that?
No one back home will ever believe this. No traps, please.
Something different.
Need to find a way forward. Anything of use? What's inside? everything.
Sounds like fun.
Got to concentrate. Take your
You idiot! Cover me! I'm going for the alarm! It's back!